Just for a second, try to see yourself on a path that leads to success, a path that promises you personal development, accomplishment, and a sense of accomplishment. It is inevitable that you may face difficulties and roadblocks along the path as you continue to make progress. Managing tough people is one of the most persistent obstacles you will face, and it is also one of the challenges that is most underestimated. These individuals can manifest themselves in a variety of ways, including coworkers who appear to be impossible to please, customers who never seem to be content, or even friends and family members who put your patience to the test. However, here is a profound truth. The manner in which you deal with these challenging individuals is a significant factor in determining your level of self-development and achievement. Today we are going to discuss how to effectively negotiate these situations, how to transform possible disputes into chances for development, and how to keep your focus and composure in the midst of the storm. If you are able to master the art of dealing with tough individuals, you will not only improve your capacity to interact with other people, but you will also strengthen your ability to achieve your goals and create a more peaceful atmosphere around you. Let's look into the tactics that will enable you to turn these obstacles into valuable stepping stones on the path to your ongoing success. Why is it so important to develop this skill? The reason is simple. Your ability to deal with difficult people can be more influential in your life than any other skill. Successfully facing individuals who are negative, angry, or frustrated demonstrates the quality of your character and your ability to function well in a competitive society. It's not just about staying calm during conflicts, but also about using specific strategies to turn these interactions into constructive opportunities. One of the first steps in dealing with difficult people is empathy. Sometimes recognizing and validating the other person's feelings is all it takes to reduce negativity and open a more effective line of communication. Keeping your composure is another essential component. Confronting negativity with more negativity only exacerbates the conflict. Effective communication also plays a fundamental role. You can take charge of the talk and get to the bottom of the problem by asking open-ended questions. We can't forget how important it is to set limits. It's important to show empathy and understanding, but it's also important to be clear about what actions are okay and what are not. Setting these limits in a strong but polite way will keep people from seeing your kindness as weakness. Last but not least, it's important to know when to leave. If none of the other options work and the interaction turns bad or useless, you should leave the situation to protect your health. Realizing that not all problems can be solved right away and that taking care of your mental health is important is a sign of real strength. Empathy is a powerful tool when dealing with difficult and negative people. Before taking any other action, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Empathy not only helps you better understand the person you're dealing with, but can also quickly diffuse a tense situation. Understanding the emotions and context behind someone's difficult behavior can provide valuable insight into why they are acting that way. Empathizing with someone means acknowledging and validating their feelings. Often, people act negatively because they feel misunderstood or ignored. By showing empathy, you indicate that their feelings are valid and that you're willing to listen and understand their perspective. This simple act can reduce negativity and open up a more effective channel of communication. Being aware of body language and other nonverbal cues is also part of having empathy. Make eye contact, nod to show you're paying attention, and don't cross your arms, which can make you look aggressive. Small things like these can really change how someone else sees your desire to understand and listen. Also, having understanding doesn't mean you have to agree with everything someone says. It means letting them know you understand how they feel and recognizing their thoughts. People may not agree with your point of view, but you can still say something like, "I understand that this is frustrating for you." This difference is important because it lets you stand your ground while showing the other person that you understand and respect them. A real-world example of the effectiveness of empathy can be seen in conflict mediation. Professional mediators often start by helping the conflicting parties express their feelings and perspectives. Through this process, each party feels heard and understood, which reduces tension and facilitates more constructive dialogue. This same principle can be applied in everyday situations, whether at work, at home, or in social interactions. Empathy also plays a crucial role in building long-term relationships. When people feel that you genuinely care about their well-being and are willing to listen, they are more likely to respond positively and cooperatively in the future. This not only improves your current interactions, but also strengthens your long-term relationships, creating an environment of mutual respect and collaboration. To practice empathy, start by asking open-ended questions and actively listening. Ask things like, can you tell me more about what's troubling you? Or, how does this situation make you feel? Then listen without interrupting or judging. Sometimes, simply allowing someone to express their feelings can be enough to reduce their negativity. Empathy is a fundamental tool in dealing with difficult people. By putting yourself in the other person's shoes and showing that you care about their perspective, you can diffuse tense situations, foster more effective communication, and build stronger relationships. When you meet a difficult person again, remember to start with kindness. When dealing with tough and negative people, it's important to stay calm. Being cool and in control when dealing with negativity not only stops the situation from getting worse, but it also shows that you can handle stress well. Keeping your cool means staying calm even when you feel like you're being attacked or pushed. This method helps people avoid acting on impulse, which could make the disagreement worse. Recognizing your feelings and taking steps to control them is the first thing you need to do to stay calm. It's normal to feel angry, frustrated, or sad when someone upsets you. Don't let these thoughts take over, though. Take a moment to center yourself and breathe deeply. Taking deep breaths can help calm you down and give you time to think before you speak. A useful technique is the strategic pause. When facing a difficult situation, pause for a moment before responding to a negative person. This not only gives you time to calm down, but also shows that you are considering what the other person has said. This small act of pausing can change the tone of the conversation and demonstrate that you are willing to listen and respond thoughtfully. Additionally, maintaining composure means not letting others' negativity drag you down. Often, difficult people may try to provoke or bring out the worst in you. It's crucial to remember that you have control over your own reactions. Don't let their behavior dictate yours. Stand firm in your calmness and don't respond with the same negativity. This not only protects your emotional well-being, but can also diffuse the situation. As we've already said, keeping your cool through nonverbal speech is very important. Your body language can show that you are in charge and calm. Keep your back straight and your shoulders back. Look the person in the eye and don't make protective moves like crossing your arms. Giving these nonverbal cues can help the other person understand that you are calm and in charge, which can make the relationship better. Focusing on the facts instead of your feelings is another way to stay calm. When talking to a difficult person, try to keep the chat focused on the facts of the situation. For instance, instead of responding to an attack on your person, bring the talk back to the subject at hand. This helps take the issue out of your personal life and keep a clear, logical point of view. It's also important to practice active listening. If you really listen to what the other person is saying and don't judge or interrupt, you can better understand their worries and help them. When you listen actively, you pay attention to more than just the words. You also pay attention to the tone of voice and body language. Maintaining composure doesn't mean being passive or tolerating mistreatment. While it's crucial to remain calm, it's also necessary to set clear boundaries and communicate firmly and respectfully what behaviors are unacceptable. This might include saying something like, I'm willing to discuss this with you, but I won't accept insults, or we need to maintain mutual respect. Setting boundaries not only protects your well-being, but also fosters healthier and more balanced relationships. It's important to remember that setting boundaries is not an act of confrontation, but of self-care. Sometimes people may not be aware that their actions are affecting you negatively. By communicating your boundaries, you give them the opportunity to adjust their behavior and improve the interaction. Establishing clear and respectful boundaries is essential when dealing with difficult people. Effectively communicating your needs and proposing collaborative solutions not only improves your current interactions, but also promotes healthier and more respectful relationships. By doing this, you protect your health and make a place where everyone can do well. Setting boundaries is a form of self-care and mutual respect that will help you deal with tough situations and keep your personal and business relationships in good shape over time. One of the most important things you can do to deal with difficult and negative people well is to focus on answers. Moving the talk from the problem to possible solutions not only leads to a more constructive conversation, it also shows that you want to solve the problem in a good way. This proactive attitude can turn tough situations into chances to learn and get better. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of complaining and being negative when dealing with a tough person, but making the problem worse won't solve it. Instead, move the discussion toward how to solve the problem. Not only does this help ease stress, but it also makes it possible for both sides to work together to find a solution. One key to focusing on solutions is to ask action-oriented questions. Questions like, what can we do to improve this situation? Or what steps can we take to resolve this issue? Force the other person to think in terms of action rather than just complaints. These questions not only encourage a problem-solving mindset, but also demonstrate your willingness to work together to find a solution. Additionally, it's important to maintain a positive and optimistic attitude. Negativity can be contagious, but positivity can be too. By approaching the problem with a "we can solve this" attitude, you inspire the other person to adopt a similar mindset. Positivity does not mean ignoring problems, but facing them with confidence that they can be resolved. Another crucial aspect is to be specific in seeking solutions. Instead of suggesting vague changes, be concrete about the actions that can be taken. By offering specific solutions, you make it easier for the other person to understand and accept the proposed changes. Focusing on solutions also involves being flexible and willing to compromise. Sometimes the best solution is a middle ground that satisfies both parties. Being open to different options and showing a willingness to adapt can facilitate a quicker and more effective resolution. Lastly, it's important to look back at the answers that were put in place and rate them. Once everyone has agreed on a plan, check in to see how things are going. What do they think about the changes? Is there anything else that could be done to make things better? This constant feedback not only makes sure that the solutions work, but it also shows that you are dedicated to always getting better and working together. One effective way to deal with difficult and negative people is to keep the talk focused on finding solutions. You can turn bad interactions into chances to grow and get better by shifting the focus from problems to possible solutions, encouraging healthy conversation, keeping a positive mood, and being clear and open to new ideas in your proposals. Forgiveness is an act of personal liberation that allows us to heal and move forward. Forgiveness is not a gift for others, it is a gift for yourself. Forgiving yourself is an act of self-love that enables you to grow and evolve. Hello and welcome as we delve into a deeply transformative and essential topic for your personal success, the power of forgiveness and its impact on your mental peace. If you've ever felt that anger and guilt are holding you back, this episode is for you. We'll discover how forgiveness can liberate you and enable you to live a full and present life. Mental peace is one of humanity's greatest goals, and the biggest obstacle to achieving it is anger and guilt directed toward others. These negative emotions not only rob us of tranquility, but also prevent us from moving forward and achieving our goals. Forgiveness is the key to eliminating these negative feelings and unlocking our potential. In this episode, we will explore 4 critical areas where you need to practice forgiveness to transform your life. It's not a sign of weakness to forgive, but of strength. It takes bravery and a deep knowledge of other people and ourselves. Forgiving someone who has hurt us frees them from their guilt and lets us go from the weight of our anger and bitterness. We can live in the present without being tied to the past by this act of freedom. Come with me on this journey to peace of mind and learn how forgiving can change your life. The goal of all people is to have mental peace. It frees us from the weight of the past and lets us face obstacles in the present and the future with clarity and determination. But anger and guilt toward other people are one of the biggest things that gets in the way of emotional peace. These bad feelings can take over our lives and make it hard to reach our goals, be healthy, and have good relationships. Forgiving is the key to getting rid of these bad feelings. It's not about making people who have hurt us right for what they did, but about getting rid of the weight of anger in our hearts. Forgiveness is a personal act of liberation, a conscious decision to let go of the pain and suffering that others have caused us. It is a gift we give ourselves, allowing us to heal and move forward. For many, forgiveness may seem like an insurmountable challenge. We cling to pain and resentment, thinking that somehow it protects us or validates our suffering, but the truth is that clinging to these emotions only hurts us. It keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity that prevents us from growing and reaching our true potential. Let's explore how forgiveness can transform your life. Forgiveness has a significant impact on our mental health. Studies have shown that people who practice forgiveness have lower levels of anxiety, depression, and stress. By letting go of resentment and bitterness, we free our minds from negative thoughts and allow peace and serenity to enter our lives. Forgiveness also improves our relationships. When we forgive those who have wronged us, we break down the emotional barriers that prevent us from genuinely connecting with others. This not only strengthens our existing relationships, but also allows us to form new connections based on mutual trust and respect. Forgiving someone also makes us feel better about our own self-worth. Getting rid of anger lets us respect ourselves and see our own worth. This gives us the power to make better choices and live by our ideals and principles. Lastly, Forgiving others is an important part of being successful in life. Moving on with our lives after letting go of the past and bad feelings, we can concentrate on our plans and goals. We learn how to deal with problems in a more upbeat and proactive way. From empathy and patience to setting boundaries and focusing on solutions, we have learned that the key to transforming our interactions with challenging individuals lies in our ability to remain calm, communicate effectively, and know when it's time to walk away. Empathy allows us to understand others' emotions and perspectives, calming tense situations and fostering more open and effective communication. Maintaining composure helps us control our reactions and face negativity with a serene and professional attitude. Setting clear and respectful boundaries ensures that our interactions are healthy and productive, protecting our emotional well-being. Focusing on solutions turns conflicts into opportunities for growth and improvement, while knowing when to withdraw helps us safeguard our mental peace and avoid toxic situations. These skills not only help us deal with tough people better, but they also make our relationships stronger and help us be successful and happy in the long run. It takes time and practice to use these techniques in our daily lives, but the benefits are huge. I want you to use these ideas in the way you connect with other people every day. One small step you can take is to show empathy during a tense talk or to pause and breathe before responding during a stressful event. Over time, these actions will turn into habits that will help you deal with tough people better and live a more balanced and satisfying life. If this episode was helpful to you, please leave a review and tell us about it. How have these methods changed your life? Please share any other tips you may have for dealing with difficult people. As we get to the end of today's conversation, it is important to keep in mind the following fundamental principle. Although you may not always be able to control the actions of challenging individuals, you can always control how you react to them. It is important to note that the methods that we have discussed are not merely procedures. Rather, they are potent instruments that, when utilized with consistency and patience, have the potential to transform your relationships and eventually contribute to your success in both your personal and professional life. Maintaining your composure, concentrating on finding solutions rather than dwelling on issues, and treating others with respect even when confronted with difficult circumstances are all ways to build resilience and pave the path for more fruitful and pleasant relationships. Whenever you come into contact with a challenging individual, you are presented with an opportunity for personal development and growth, as well as a demonstration of your capacity to triumph over challenges. You should make use of these lessons as you move forward in order to handle tough people with grace and courage, thereby transforming each problem into a stepping stone on your journey to greater success. Embrace these moments as they occur and use them to serve as a reminder that your power lies in the way that you control your responses, your thinking, and your steadfast devotion to achieving your goals. It is important to keep in mind that the capacity to effectively traverse these hurdles is not only a skill, rather, it is a foundational component of your long-term success.